Lewis.
Did you get that?
And then right at the end, I finished it with some tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, and I didn't have any tarragon, so I went out to my garden that's actually kind of growing, and I used chives. So similar, but it's really yummy.
Your garden is growing.
Well, the chives were like, you know, that big, but I mean, they work, so, but I didn't have to go to the store for any of it, so it was really nice. And I made it with an egg noodle, and then my friend Kathy made me some homemade bread.
Testing.
So we have it with some bread.
You can screenshot it.
And Todd says it's really yummy. He's got it on his face, though.
Tell him to sop it up with the bread.
Yeah, he needs to.
Instead of a napkin, just wipe his bread all over his face.
So yeah, so I'm eating mine, so you guys get to watch me eat. Sorry.
Jeez Louise, Amanda.
Same time?
Dang, I looked away. What did I miss? Oh, nice.
You guys told me to get a wine glass. We got a wine
Got
glass.
one from Benihana.
It's like a whole bottle's worth.
The whole bottle could probably fit in there. I was like, I don't even know how to fill this.
Benihana.
That reminds me of Abuelito's supersized margarita glass.
Gallon. My kind of margarita.
So does everybody have some wine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gary, come on.
What? I
Got
don't.
some red Gatorade.
I have water.
Good work, Gary. Good work.
Always.
Jay, nice of you to join us. Good to see you again.
Well, I'm glad I finally could get through.
And we have some new folks joining us, Mary and Alex. Welcome. And Gary, this is Gary's first time.
Yep.
His first time.
Yeah, he's a rookie. So,
I am a
Kevin,
rookie. I'll agree.
kick it off for us, man.
Cool. Can do. So tonight we're tasting one of my favorite wines. One of probably in my top 10. And for a number of reasons. But one, it's a wine that I discovered at the liquor store. I didn't know this one until I started working here. And I saw it on the shelf. And it's such a plain label. Like, there's hardly anything there. And one day I picked it up and I turned it around. And I looked on the back and I was like, oh, it's a Cabernet. And I was like, okay. And so I bought one and I took it home. And I didn't know much about the producer because I worked for the wholesaler that sold Kermit Lynch's wines in North Carolina, but we didn't have everything. So Fontanès is one of the brands that we didn't have. And I was like, oh, it's Kermit Lynch. It's probably decent. So I took it home and I went online and I read about it. And I was like, okay. So it's organic, which I like. And back then, it was like, I hate to say it, I think it was like $12.99 back then. This is like 3 years ago. The price has gone up slightly, but if you bought it online, you got 20% off. And I think they're going $13.99, which is pretty good. Oh. Now it's like $15.49, but it's an organic Cabernet from a guy named Sirac Rotsier. And it might be Syriac. I don't know. I'm not good with French names. It was funny. We were talking about it earlier today at the store, and somebody said it sounds like a disease. You have celiacs. And so we all have celiacs tonight, but it's a good disease. It's a disease that you get when you're having a good time drinking fun wine. So Sirac Rotsier makes Château Larocque, and we sell Château Larocque at the store. And that's an estate that's been around since the Roman times. And it's in the southern part of France called the Languedoc, and more specifically, a place called Pic Saint-Loup. And in Pic Saint-Loup, you're supposed to make wines that have Grenache and Syrah and Cinsault and Carignan and Rhone-style varieties that do well there. And actually is mandated by law that you use those varieties if you want to use the name Pic Saint-Loup. If you want to use the name on the label for red, it has to be those grape varieties. So if you look at this wine, this is not Pic Saint-Loup. It is Pays d'Oc, and that means it is an IGP or Yeah, I don't even know how they say it for French. I was going to say indicazione, but that's not right. I guess it's just indication géographique protégée, which is a lower classification for wines that have some regional character as determined by the French government, or it's not even the government. There's the governing board in France. I forget what it's called. I want to say it's INAO, and I don't know what it means. Sorry, but yeah. So if you use Cabernet like this grape in this wine, you cannot write the name of the place on the bottle, which is cool, right? Because they've realized, like, okay, this particular area is specifically good for these, and we want to maintain a regional typicity or style from this area. So we don't want any rogue grape growers like Syriac running around making Cabernet and using our good name to sell it. And so he has to use the cheap IGP label, but that's good because it's the same place, the same vineyards as Château Larocque. He just takes A, grapes that they don't use, or B, other varieties, like they grow some Cabernet there that they can't bottle under the Peak St. Louis appellation, so they make it this way. And it's the same organic biodynamic certified vineyards. It's just not certified on the label, and it's not unbottled under the more expensive appellation. It's bottled under the IGP, and it's delicious, and it's cheap, and it's good. And so I found all that out working here at the store because I'd never had it before. And now we bought 15 cases this year. We sold 12 last year. I was counting on selling a few more this time. So, yeah. Also, I used to work for a company that had the logo that looked just like this. So I think a lot of wine companies have this logo where they're sitting around drinking and maybe they had a little too much and then they spilled and it ran down the glass and it got on the paper. And I've always kind of had a soft spot for that logo. But yeah. Les Traverses de Fontaine. Does anyone speak French? I don't know what that means. I'm sure it means like some sort of road or walk or something like that. Les Traverses.
Should have gotten Hazel to pronounce it for you. That Cajun.
Real.
I invited her and she didn't want to join. I tried. I did what I could. But yeah, so I made the dish. Oh, all you can see is the broccoli here. Hold on, I'm gonna get the broccoli out of the way. Sorry, I only have this plastic fork. I didn't think that far ahead. I have this paring knife that I cut bagels with at the store because that's mostly what I eat when I'm here. But let's get the broccoli. It's not much to look at.
Ooh, that looks good.
Because it's leftovers. But yeah, I got the morels from one of our guys, and it was let's see if you can see. There's a morel, you know. So I rehydrated the morels, and if you ever do that, you got to know. If you don't, if you have them, you probably know. But you have to save the liquid because that's all the flavor goes in the liquid, and the shrooms kind of taste like nothing. So I added that back in, like the recipe called for. It came out really good. I hadn't really looked at the recipe. Someone sent it to me, and then you guys challenged me to come up with a pairing. And looked at it before. It calls for a lot of butter. Like more than I'm used to cooking with. And it's funny, I actually meant to buy butter at the store and I forgot. And I got home and I didn't have very much. I had like a quarter of a stick and I needed a half a stick. And so I had made bacon on Saturday morning, and so I had a little bacon fat left over and I actually put some of that in. And so if you do make this recipe, let me tell you, it came out really good. So I don't know if that was a win or if that was, who knows. But yeah, for those of you that have chicken, let's do this. Maybe somebody else talk for a minute, or tell me about what you think while I cut this up and eat it.
I wish I had this to drink last night with the pot roast I made out of the Silver Palette cookbook.
Silver Palette cookbook? What's that?
You never heard of Silver Palette cookbook?
Mm-mm.
I'll go get it. Somebody else talk.
I'm
All right.
Googling it.
So Bill, is this 100% Cabernet Sauvignon?
I can't answer for Kevin, but I think it is.
Yes. Looks like it.
It could be like, I think up to 85%.
There it is. Bill, is this 100% Cabernet Sauvignon?
I believe so. Oh, I'm not Bill. I don't know why it says I'm Bill.
Oh.
That's not good.
Yeah, Kev, it is.
Yeah, from now on, you're Bill.
Oh, I know why, because I clicked Bill's link to get here. I sent Bill the link.
The Silver Palette also has a website.
Yeah. So this was put out originally in 1979, 1981. It was a spot in New York. Awesome recipes. I want to make this one later this week. Beef carbonade, made with
bacon?
Beer. No, I haven't made that one yet. Made the pot roast.
Just
So
extra.
Wait.
Stefan,
Yeah.
I shared this with Becky. If you guys are doing Italian wines, if you let me share the screen, I'll show you real quick. This is my new favorite indulgence. I binge watched every single one of it. You guys follow the Italian grandma? Let me just show you.
Yeah. You can, go for it.
Can you see her?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's Gina Petiti, and she's unbelievable, amazing. You need to cook everything she makes on YouTube.
Maybe she'll jump on a Zoom with us.
That'd be awesome.
She's making videos from quarantine. She's called the Italian Grandma, and I can share that with Stefan. Highly
Yeah.
recommend.
We'll throw it out there on the link.
And
for
then
the
you
email.
get some Italian wines to go with it.
Well, we were talking about that last time.
Stefan, I'll
Ask her, she'll do it. We could probably get, who knows who, everybody's bored.
True.
Julia Child will probably come back and do something.
Is she alive?
No.
No, she's not alive.
But she's probably so bored right now, she'll come back and do a Zoom thing for us.
Did you just say that you're going to get Julia Child to come back alive?
Back from the dead. Zoom call.
These are strange times.
So bored.
You never know, man.
Julia Child would have liked this dish, just so you know, because it has the things that she liked in it, which was chicken because it was cheap. That was the big thing. She didn't have a lot of money. And it had lots of butter. So that's the things that Julia Child loved to cook with was chicken and butter and wine, of course. I had some leftover the Sauvignon Blanc that we had the other day, and I threw that in there.
Me too. I have a question. Hey, Stefan.
Yeah.
Because I used Bill's link that I sent to him, and it says that I was him a second ago, does that mean that he might not be able to get in?
Might not be able to.
Yeah, you broke it, Kev.
Oh, no. No, because, see, I think he still would. Remember when we had what was her name?
Kathy and
No.
what's
the
her
lady
face
from Argentina.
last year?
Amanda. Her name displayed as me because I sent her my link. So that dispels that. I forgot about that. Okay, so here we go. This is it. Tasting it with the pairing. I gotta go wine first, then food, then wine for the full experience. Make sure I got some morels in here.
How many sticks of butter do I use a week?
No, dairy free.
It's different right now.
Yeah.
I mean, right now we use way more butter than ever because what else do we have to do?
Just eat butter.
Yeah.
Just make
Butter.
Better than
Just use it for fun.
Let's see. Yesterday I made coffee cake, but that's
look at
actually
that.
not with butter. So.
Oh,
Wow.
that's amazing.
We're easily a stick and a half, if not two,
Easily, yeah.
every few days.
Me too.
I'm alone at my house, so I don't use that much. But I think even a stick a week might be too much. But not this week. I used every butter I had. I have none right now because I made this. The pairing's good. I'm not sure if I'd ever had tarragon before. and I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure about that with the wine. Like, it's got such an herbaceous character that I don't think it goes good with like a high acid red wine.
Yeah, I think if you went with a lighter wine with that cream sauce, that probably would have worked. This would probably taste pretty good with like meatballs, because I have lots of those. Or something with a little bit more of a tomato base on it, for me.
You're right. I just wanted to make this because I had the morels.
It was great.
Yeah,
Do you
I
make
agree. It's a
meatballs
very
using
light
lamb
wine
or
for
meat?
100% Cabernet. I would have guessed it was a blend.
Yeah, it says that the vines, it is 100% Cabernet off the Kermit Lynch kind of like fact sheet. It says that the vines were planted in 1970.
Oh my gosh, that's
That qualifies for VA Vine. How do you pronounce it, Kev?
Yeah, VA Vigne. All vine. Everything qualifies. There's no. I don't even think in France there's protected use of the term, but there's like, you'll be shunned by the community if you take advantage.
Kevin, at one point you mentioned organic, and then you said biodynamic as well. Is it both?
It is. It's not certified, either one, but the other wines that they make from the same property, the Château, are Demeter certified biodynamic. So that means that, and there's a lot to it that I don't understand, but there was this Austrian guy, and I forget his name right now, but they came up with this holistic approach to growing plants, basically, that it's more than just organics. It follows cycles of the moon and certain times where certain activities are good. And it also follows other things like natural pest prevention, like planting rose bushes on the end rows of the vines to keep the pests on the bushes instead of on the vines. And also making these preparations that you either like make a tea to spray instead of using like a synthetic pesticide, or a fertilizer concoction that you like bury in the soil to make the soil grow. I'm definitely not an expert. Demeter is, and if you want to know more, I suggest reading on their site. And I would say this as a warning: just because it's certified doesn't mean it's good. I've tasted some wines that are certified that are really no good, but the way I look at it is, if somebody's taking the time and the money to care that much to go to the lengths that it takes to get certified, they probably care more about what they're doing than most people do, especially in this price range, the sub 20 zone. The sub 20 zone can be very dangerous. And there's a lot of wines that are more chemicals disguised as wines than there are good wines that are naturally produced. So yeah, that's my bit on biodynamics and organics. Helps sell too.
That's more than I knew.
Yeah. Rudolf Steiner, is that right? Let me see. I'm going to look away and find out. I'm cheating. That sounds right. No, maybe not. That's like some other philosopher.
I'd say for the price point, the depth of this Cabernet is so much better than what you get out of California cabs at the same price point.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tons. And it's funny, like, people come in all the time like, what's the best cab under $20? Used to be under 15. And I would take them to this and they're like, oh, that's not a Cabernet. And you just like spin the background. And you're like, actually, it is. And they're like, oh, okay, it's in the French section. I wouldn't have thought to look there, you know? And it's like, oh, you should totally look there. No oak, right, Amanda? Do you have the stat sheet pulled up still?
Yeah, no, they used us. Well, I have another sheet,
One
but
year
I already
stainless
read
steel.
it. Stainless steel.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That makes sense.
Let me go down.
Let the grape do its talking.
And then they must oak it, because there's oak in there.
What is
I think
food?
that's the tobacco taste.
I don't think it gets any oak.
Then they must be doing like the powdered oak.
Down to 31.
Maybe they ship it in oak crates.
I don't think so. I think
They grind up there in a barrel.
I see where you're coming from, because like I feel like so many wines have oak that sometimes you can mistake the flavors and the tannins that are naturally produced in red grapes for the flavors and the tannins that are added to wines by storage.
It is matured in wood for a little bit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ah, I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot. I thought it was cement only, but
Guys,
That
I'm gonna go watch
that vanilla
Westworld with my
thing,
husband.
there's oak in that. Gotta be.
What's that, Mary?
I'm gonna go watch Westworld with Judd.
Wait,
Ooh,
what?
I just finished the last episode and I've got one more. No, I've got one more. So I'm in the
Don't
same
tell
place
me.
we are. Oh,
Westworld.
you know, people shoot each other and stuff.
Yeah, it's just all shooting. Just
Yeah, pretty much.
Like cowboy shooting?
Yeah.
And samurai swords.
Oh.
Voldemort dies at the end.
Voldemort dies at the end.
It's not as violent as Ozark.
Oh yeah, that's disturbing.
It's so good.
Yeah, they're just terrible. Okay, you guys. Thank you,
Hi,
Stefan.
Mary.
Thank you, Mary. We'll see you next time or see you soon.
Okay, see you
Yeah.
next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Mary,
Bye.
cheers.
We just finished the English game last night.
Oh, is that good?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's about football, or and as we call it, Americans soccer.
What's it on?
What's that?
What is it on?
Netflix.
Cool.
Is Westworld on Netflix?
HBO.
HBO.
Uh,
Okay, guys, I checked it. I fact checked it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to read what it says. Vin de Paille, Les Traverses Fontaine Rouge. Tim, I think you're looking at the Blanc. Natural fermentation takes place at low temperature in concrete tank. Wine is aged 6 months to a year in stainless steel. No oak.
What?
No. I was looking at the Blanc.
no.
They're adding sawdust to it. Come on.
Wah, wah.
I don't think they would do that, but
Would you?
I wasn't there, so.
No, yeah, no, I know. But, well, yeah, I my
The
first
font word is
Drinking out
not.
of an oak chalice.
maybe.
Is your house made of oak? Enjoying it out of oak.
One
I think
thing
this
that's
is a good
weird.
selection, Kevin. It's awesome.
Yeah, one thing that's weird to think about though is that the white, which is not available to us, I don't think.
Why?
Thank you, state of Wyoming.
Well, through Kermit Lynch, because maybe I just never asked for it. Maybe I should ask for it next time. But the white is aged in oak foeder, but the red is not.
That's weird.
Seems bizarre to me.
Maybe they put it in the stainless steel tanks after the white was in there.
I doubt it. I always thought that, but it's a no oak cab, and cab can have those characteristics. I mean, it has the it's the structure that makes it taste like a wine that has like oak on it, but it's not.
I don't know.
No, I think that's cool. And it's cheap.
That actually kind of rocks my world. I have to rethink a lot of things.
And who knows, maybe they're putting bad info out there. Like I have noticed a lot of times I'll go to the Kermit Lynch site and like the main page, which is where I get most of my info from, is like not updated 100%.
Like old
So,
vintage.
who knows what vintage that even refers to, you know? Like, do they make it the same way every time? I doubt, you know? Smart winemakers will change certain things to maintain like a style. And yeah, like maybe some years you need extra tannin, so you throw it in a barrel, you know? And maybe some years you don't, so you want to keep it in the cement. So maybe we'll get more winemakers on here to answer our questions. Like Friday, I have Bill Wilson. No, we work with Bill Wilson. I have Bill Green. Sorry, lots of Bills. I have Bill Green from Wilson Artisan Wines. We haven't picked a wine for Friday yet, but I was talking with him today. It's a guy out in Sonoma County. He works for Wilson Artisan Wines. They have all these different wineries, but we just got a Zinfandel from them, a Sonoma County Zinfandel. It sells for $19.99, and he's agreed to be on the call to answer our questions and talk with us about what they got going on out there and what it's like in California right now.
You all are for a treat to meet Bill Green.
He's a character for sure.
Yes.
He's been locked down, I think, in his house for like 3 weeks. So he's like, whoa, a Zoom call? Oh, yeah, I'd love to. Oh, what do I need to do it? Is my phone, will that suffice? Do I need a camera? And I was like, yeah, like, we'll all have cameras, so hopefully you could get one. And actually, I was just talking with him, so let's see. I have that. Here's what he says. Oh, I have the application, used it with my mother and sister this week. However, just the free version. I think we had 40 minutes without needing to upgrade. I don't think he knows how it works. So maybe we'll see his face, but he'll definitely be here. And that'll be a Zin for Friday. I also have, oops, Stefan, you're muted.
I said I'm going to bring ribs for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Baby backs,
Yeah.
Make baby backs on Friday.
That's a good idea, actually, because it's a big wine. Let's see. What else was I going to say? I have another guy. I think I alluded to it last week. Joe Swick, who's doing a Zoom call on Friday. That's kind of like outside of the scope of our store, but we do have a lot of his wines. I just got a bunch of his wines in, and he's a super cool guy from Oregon. And I think the last call I did through, this is the guy I get the wines from, who's a distributor in Montana, who used to live in Cora, and he was a licensed distributor in Wyoming, so he lived kind of down near the winds. His name's Ryan McReynolds, but he's doing these calls. I'm hoping we can get on this call. I asked him I was told him I had like a tiny following going here and that people are cool and that we would be polite and respectful and watch Joe do his thing. And then they had a question and answer last time, so hopefully I can get us hooked up with that. And I don't know what time it's going to be, but I know it's on Friday, so hopefully it'll be at like 6, and we could do that, and then we could get Bill Green. Bill Green definitely at 8:30, so count on 8:30 on Friday. But yeah, all these details will go out. Did everyone get the recipe? I guess I sent it to Janet and Kathy and Jay. Oh, Jay, I don't know if I have your email. Is there a way to get it?
Hannah, we have everybody's emails, and we can get Hannah to include everybody in some special stuff like some recap or something.
See, I asked her though, and she told me that she didn't for the calls.
I can get it for her.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Well, I don't want to leave you out, Jay. I'm sorry.
So this is
We also have it posted on Facebook and Instagram.
this Wednesday, Kev.
Yeah.
Yam
That's an awesome wine.
You guys might remember the label was like a big turkey on it or something.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was.
The old ones are so bad. They were so bad I wouldn't carry them.
It was a bad disco.
They were really bad, the old labels on the ammo. And it was funny because they had already upgraded on the rosé, which we have had, but they didn't have it on the Pinot, and they do now. I bought 3 cases of the Pinot. I think a case and a half's already gone. I have Ariel's number. I emailed her and she didn't reach back, so as soon as I hang up here, I have her number. I'm going to text her and see if she'll join us on Wednesday. So everybody cross those fingers. Use the COVID stay-at-home luck magic that we can get her, because she's a super cool lady. Stefan and I met her. We went to Oregon in 2017, and that was one of the places that we went. And they were so cool. They took us all downstairs and showed us a cellar and tasted us underneath. Took us out back on the deck and showed us all these different spots. But for $22, which is what, $22.99 when we saw that one, it's like the best Oregon Pinot I know about under $25. So I think it's like too cheap. I don't know. Let's not tell her that though.
Hey, folks, thanks. I'm going to sign out.
All right, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Thank you for joining tonight. Hopefully we'll see you.
Yeah, cheers. Love the backdrop.
Thanks.
Sorry, I'm
I
just
love
like
the background.
snacking. snacking down over here.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
All
I
right.
like waited. I don't usually eat this late.
So thank you everybody for joining tonight.
Thank you
Cheers.
for having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, I want some pot roast next time, Stefan. So.
Oh, ribs. Free ribs for anyone that buys wine.
I don't do ribs because I'm on the Hoback Fire Department and we cook 3,000 pounds of them every single year. So if I ever see a rib any other time besides that, you can hang me.
I worked at a grocery store when I was in high school, and I used to have to clean 5 cases of chickens a day for the rotisserie.
Ugh.
That sucked.
I can't imagine.
Can you eat?
It was horrible. And they
I
were
don't like-
behind in this big trash can, like this 55-gallon thing that had a drain on it. You don't realize what is drained out of that, the mess, when you have to clean it out when it's empty. So I kind of understand what you're talking about there, Janet.
Yeah. And I have ribs from the picnic in my freezer. And every time I just look at them, I'm like, there's no friggin' way you're getting me to cook those things. Like, they're already cooked and ready. You just need to warm them up and whatever. And
they're not allowed in the house.
They're not allowed here. The smell of the sauce and just.
You want to
if you
sell
want to know.
Sell them?
Yeah, we'll
you
buy
can,
them.
yeah, you can fucking take them. Sorry, but it's like yeah.
Hey, you're talking to poor Kev here.
Yeah, Janet, we're trying to sell those things.
No.
You're like, come on, they're really good.
Well, they're amazing. How about we just trade for wine?
There we go.
I can do that. Oh, Stefan's here. Oh, Stefan, mute.
Yeah, send some birds too.
Kevin, I'll trade you 2 racks for a bottle of this wine.
Done. I'll even buy it myself. I won't even do it through the store. I'll buy it at full
Shit,
price.
I got like 6 racks at least in my freezer. I could get like a case of this shit.
Man, this is turning out way better than I ever thought it would. This is great. Tim, do you want some?
I'm breaking my ism.
No, let's make a deal. I would love some.
Oh, okay, they're yours. I gotta get them out of my freezer.
I don't have any way to make ribs anymore. I used to have a smoker, but my new house doesn't have a porch, so I don't even have a grill anymore. So.
Cook them in the oven, low temperature, and put some liquid smoke on it.
Okay.
Boom.
Good thing you live alone, because once you put liquid smoke in your house, the whole house smells like it.
That's
Either
perfect.
way, we'll be in touch, you two.
You got it.
Texas perfume right there.
That's right. All right, everybody. Till Wednesday.
Thank you.
Hey, very
Thanks,
good.
everybody.
Be
Thank
easy.
you.
Guys, be safe.
Thanks,
Protect
Kevin.
yourself. Wash your hands.
I'm gonna go record a
Yay,
podcast.
Amanda, wash your
glass,
hands.
Amanda.
Yeah, good work on that
Good luck
glass.
on that goblet, Amanda.
Hannah.
Yeah, I'm worried that Amanda's going to have a dent in the top of her forehead from tipping that glass back.
It like drizzles off the side trying to drink it.
She's like double fisting, like.
Oh gosh.
It's a fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that.
Screenshot.
Yes. Unfortunately, this didn't go to Facebook Live tonight, so I couldn't get it to
rats.
load up.
Oh, so let's talk about mushrooms, y'all. What up?
Yeah. But it's recorded, so I'll send it to Tana.
And it's going on Facebook tomorrow.
Oh,
That's right.
Tim, you're busted.
Been busted. Yep. Yeah. Snip, snip. Already done. Hey, peace out, everybody.
Thank you.
Wednesday.
Bye.
Oh.